Do you have pet names for each other?
כאילו יש לנו שמות יפות, איך הולך?
חיבה, שמות חיבה.
נכון. אתה קורא לי מותק. Dima calls me.
Hi, I'm Asher.
I'm Yuri.
And you're watching Now Found Love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. It's your girl Yuri on Now Found Love, and we're here with
Asher.
And Dima.
and we're going to give you all a chance to get to know these guys a little bit today and see what it was to make this relationship work and why it's so beautiful in our community. Okay, so we're going to start off with reintroducing yourselves for anybody, and tell them a little bit about yourself, just briefly.
I'm Asher. I am originally from Baltimore. I live now in Israel for the last nearly 11 years. This is my husband, Dimitri, who's originally from the Soviet Union, and he moved to Israel at the age 13, so he's been here for a while.
Okay. So for our audience, could you tell them how did you meet?
So we were actually set up by a mutual friend. Our friend Liraz had a dream about us, and he gave Dima my number. And one day, I just got a phone call from this guy, and he asked me out.
Okay, so how long have you known each other?
We're coming up on 6 years. October will be 6 years.
Ooh, that's like for eternity for a gay couple.
It feels like it.
So, with that being said, how long have you all been an official couple?
I think we never really were friends. We went on our first date, and look, I'll say this. By the time I met Dima, I was at the place in my life where I wanted a serious relationship. So somewhere right around our third date, I told him, I'm looking to settle down. If you're not about that, you should just let me know now. So we've been a couple pretty much since, I would say, around the time we met.
So, similar question, how long have you all been married?
Almost 2 years.
2 years.
2 years, yeah. October will be 2 years we've been married.
Okay. In what location did you all get married?
We got married in Denmark, on a small island in southern Denmark called Ærø, in a town called Ærøskobing. And 16 of our closest friends and family, we flew them in, and we rented out a cottage, and we had a private ceremony. And then we stayed in Denmark for another week for our honeymoon.
Okay, and is there anything different that people should know about having a marriage out there compared to anywhere else?
As far as being married in Israel, or?
Being married and any kind of legal circumstances. Good morning.
מה זה להיות נשוי בארץ? זה יחסית תלוי למי. לגיי זה בסדר, זה מקובל, זה לא מפריע, אבל זה כמו זוג רגיל, זה לא משהו מיוחד.
So in Israel, gay couples, it's not like in Russia, but gay couples in Israel generally travel abroad to get married, and then we come back and register our marriage with the Ministry of Interior. Just the laws here, as far as marriage, are kind of archaic. We inherited the laws from the Ottoman Empire. It's a little politically complex, but generally, speaking in Israel, gays thrive and we have wonderful lives, but the idea of getting married is a legal complexity. So most people get married abroad and then return.
All right. That's when you know it's true love. Y'all go through the struggles to make it happen. Some people don't even want to walk down the courthouse or walk down the aisle. So, do you have pet names for each other?
יש לנו שמות יפות, איך הולך?
חיבה, שמות חיבה.
זה נכון. אתה קורא לי מותק. Dima calls me Motik often, which is Hebrew for sweetie. Yeah, I just call him Dima, which is, I have to say, is a pet name. No one in the world calls my husband Dima except for myself and his mother. Most people call him David. So that is a pet name. I call you Dima.
Okay, and on your first date, who paid and why?
So I'm gonna date her.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Dima paid. I'm not 100%, but we went on a second date, so I can assume he paid.
Okay, at that time, was this your normal practice for a first date?
He says anyone who invites should pay. So he invited me, so he should pay.
Okay, so how might someone know that it was time to propose to their partner?
איך מישהו עושה מפלגה שזה זמן לשאול, איך ידע?
צריך לדעת עם הלב, אין תשובה לשאלה כזאת, אתה יודע מה בפנים.
There is no proper answer for this, it only comes from the heart. You'll know when you know.
אין תשובה ישרה לזה, אתה צריך להרגיש את זה.
You must feel it. And he felt it. Thank God.
So what shared activity do you both most enjoy?
So I totally introduced Dima to the game of Uno, and we love it. It's totally something we like to do, especially in this time of shutdown. We've played a lot of Uno. And obviously, like most people, we enjoy like Netflix and things like that. But I would say probably the thing we enjoy most is travel. We travel abroad 2 to 3 times a year, and it's definitely something we look forward to doing.
Okay, and not to be Debbie Downer, how do you all, resolve arguments?
Oh, I win. I win. I mean, that's how we resolve it.
And how do you all make decisions as a couple?
We talk about everything. We generally, as a rule, don't invite people to our home. We don't make plans even to come on this program. We discussed it together. So we simply communicate we communicate about everything. And if we don't agree, then we don't agree and we won't participate in whatever activity.
So what's been the most challenging thing that you've overcome as a couple? And how did you overcome?
I'm going to answer. So I would say, honestly speaking, the most challenging, obviously, first being the language barrier. Dima's first language is Russian, my first language being English, and we live in Israel, so we share Hebrew together. So that was like the most challenging. Also, the cultural differences. If it's okay, Yuri, can I tell you a quick story? It'll explain what I mean by cultural differences. So I don't remember what it was, but one day I was in the kitchen and Dima was in the kitchen, and all of a sudden I felt this like prick in my neck, in my back. And I turned around and Dima was smiling, and literally he had a knife in his hand and he had stuck it against my back. You did it. Wait a minute. So I'm upset. I'm just like, did you just stab me in the back? And he's just like, no, it's funny, blah, blah, blah. So let's just say clearly that night I was not satisfied with my then boyfriend. Fast forward a few more times we had this situation. Fast forward once we had a dinner party and we had a few friends over. One guy that was at the party happened also to be Russian. And we were on our balcony, and Dima had come to bring the dessert tray, and he had a knife in his hand. And behind me, he was making this motion. And just before I was about to, when I say lose my shit, I was going to blow up on this guy for stabbing me in the back yet again, and this time in front of guests. Before I could say it, our friend Shmuel, who's Russian, he starts laughing, and he's like, oh, that's so funny. This is the most Russian thing ever. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, in Russian, when you love someone, you put a knife to their back. Look, I don't get it. I don't get Russian culture, but it's a perfect example of the cultural differences because Dima thinks he's expressing some type of fun or love, and literally, I'm like, this dude just stabbed me in the back. Like, how is that acceptable behavior? So I would say definitely dealing with cultural differences has probably been the most challenging that we had to face.
Reintroduce yourself to everyone and tell them you all social media handles.
I'm Asher. This is Dimitri. On Instagram, you can find me at Asher_Ruben Ford. That's it. Dima doesn't want to share his Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.